Okay. Onwards to... I guess this is probably going to be the conclusion. This is it. Time to die. Military justice. In uniform, soldiers were subject to military justice. 2,500 death penalties were meted out to punish disobedience and desertion. Of these, 650 were actually carried out, mainly at the start of the war. As the war progressed, politicians tried to limit the use of executions, especially those intended to set an example. Nevertheless, in the wake of the Jamin Didam mutinies, over 50 soldiers were still executed. He says it's time. It's time to die. His own people are going to execute him. After all he did in the war, it meant nothing to them. The country did not care. He is to be executed. And this is why war never solves anything. It's not bad enough that you had to, you know, go to war against a world war, and now you gotta fucking get killed by your own people, too. Unbelievable.
Dearest Marie, as the war ends for me, I have no regrets. I've seen too much horror. I hope fate has been more merciful to you.
Fucked up, man. It's fucked up.
My time on Earth is brief, and mine has been filled with so much joy that I can only be thankful for how much I've been blessed. Most especially for the wonder you brought into my life.
You know, survive all that shit in the World War and get killed by your own people.
This letter is my last. I've been found guilty by a military court for the death of an officer.
Yeah, fuck this, I'm going back. Oh, they won't let me. Darn it. They won't let you ruin it. Freddy's here.
It was not my intention to kill him. War makes men mad. Though I failed, Carl, I know my sacrifice has not been in vain.
Oh, the dogs are not there. No one's there.
I fought for my country and my liberty. My honor is assured. Since it is the will of God to separate us on earth, I hope we'll meet again in heaven. Keep me in your prayers. Your loving Papa. Always.
Even though their bodies have long since returned to dust, their sacrifice still lives on. We must strive to cherish their memory and never forget.
No, I'm not gonna lie, I did tear up. I did tear up. That was very sad. Sad but true. Sad but true. That unfortunately that's how war is, you know? To survive all that, to do all that, and then to be executed by your own fucking people. Unreal, man. The feels are strong. No, I did tear up. I'm congested now, too. I gotta go get a tissue. Ugh. Ugh. Ugh, I need my tissues. Ugh. I'm blowing my nose. Ugh. There you go. Ugh. Okay, let me compose myself here. Compose myself and tell you what I think about the game. Ugh. Okay, I put my headphones back on. So what a game, huh? What a unique game. So different. So different from anything else, you know. Actually tying in with real history and having so much historical basis. Of course, these characters are all fictitious, but to have the historical stuff about the war actually in it. And let's face it, when was the last time there has been a game about World War I? This is kind of the World War that got forgotten after World War II, but people don't realize that how grand a scale the war was. So, I really enjoyed the game. Oh wait, it's not over. We got an epilogue.
Hungry for more. The war was not yet over.
Oh, jeez.
Its appetite was infinite.
Yep. America then entered the war. Yep, that's what they were just showing. Damn. Very nicely done game, and even though, let's face it, come on, let's face it, you know, the game is very, when you say gameplay, it's gameplay light. It's basic puzzles, you know what I mean? It's basically just pretty simple puzzles, but again, story-based. This is what I mean about games that are story-based, that are very, very quickly becoming the artistic equivalent of any kind of work of art, like a movie or a book. You know what I mean? Like, this game told a beautiful story about people from all different walks of life, different countries, coming together and participating in this war that they really didn't understand, that was really for political reasons and political alliances, showed the horrors of war and really made you feel for what happened in those kind of wars back then, and had, you know, interesting cast of characters that were all different, but all thrown into this crazy war-torn world. And, you know, the music, the fact that you had historical references tied into it, made it one really well done whole. And regardless of the fact that, oh, it's gameplay light and the puzzles are too easy, it's still a fun ass game. For $15 to get, you know, 6 to 8 hours of gameplay out of a game that makes you feel and makes you really learn about the war as well, this is a really, really well done game. Whew. This is a rare gem. Really, this is a rare gem when you play a game like this. Seriously. I'm very, very glad that Ubisoft decided to give this game some time at E3 so that it got some exposure and that people checked it out. Because who knows, people might have not even looked into it or played it or known anything about it if they didn't give it that plug at E3. But very good game. I very, very much enjoyed it. Even though it wasn't necessarily, you know, a game that I would normally play, I am glad that these days I am playing these less promoted, non-retail games. If anything, this week, this is the best game I've played this week by far, so far. You know, I did play a retail game and it sucked. This game was great. That's the difference. When you play a game and by the end of the game you feel like you did something that was worth your time, you feel a little bit like you either learned something or you got something out of it, or you got to reflect on something, you know what I mean? That to me beats out any amount of, oh, I played a game for a certain amount of hours and it was this amount of gameplay, or you know what I mean? A lot of people would say that Sniper Elite 3 or some other game that is heavy on gameplay is better than this one. I strongly disagree. Strongly disagree. But, you know, that's people and that's their opinions. I just only hope, and here we go, silver trophy, some will not, meaning some will not survive. I only hope that people give this game a chance. For $15, it's definitely worth it, versus a lot of these other games that are out there these days, you know, and they're not. They're very honestly not worth your time. They're just games that were made by people just to make a game to make money, versus a game here that tried to have an artistic impact. And that's really where I think Valiant Hearts The Great War succeeds, is it has that impact. Even though you know the whole game, it's going to be some kind of a depressing ending, when it finally comes, you feel like, man, you know, did you learn something from it? And, you know, I think that we have. As a society in the world, we try to avoid war as much as possible because we had these examples of World War I and II where things were so awful that we know we don't want to go back there. And, you know, we complain a lot about the world and, oh, why can't people be this way or that way? Why can't everyone just get along? But at least we're not constantly going to crazy-ass World War like this. You know, I think we learned our lesson, especially after World War II and the nuking, that was the end. We can't keep going on like that. And there's always going to be unrest and there's always going to be disagreements, but at least as a world, as a people, we can agree that we can't have shit like this go down again, right? And really, overall, that's kind of the effect that you get out of the game, and I think that's what they were going for when they made the game. So, Valiant Hearts, The Great War, I really, really, really enjoyed this game. I hope that you did too, whether you watched the playthrough on Twitch TV or on YouTube. I hope that not only did you enjoy the gameplay, but you got something out of it as well, which I did, definitely. And I want to thank you for being here. So that is it, everybody. Peace out, and I hope that you'll join me for future playthroughs like this. Even though it's not a well-publicized game, hopefully you will definitely check out this kind of stuff in the future and not just watch for the big, over-promoted, over-produced games. You know what I mean? Because a gem like this, you could easily miss it. Do not miss it. Check this game out if you get the chance. And that is it, everybody. Thanks a lot, and peace out.